Okay, folks, we're going to do some tessellations today. And tessellation is just a kind of like repeated pattern of a shape that you can translate, rotate, reflect. I'm going to do a rotation one today because it looks, I think, cooler than like a translation one. But the idea here is you're going to have this little 2-inch square, and you're going to cut out on one side. You could draw your design ahead of time, but the idea is that you're going to go, I'm going to cut out something going from here to here, like something like that. And then on the bottom or the top, I'm going to do the same thing, right? I'm going to do like design. It's got to go from edge to edge. Otherwise, it's going to be harder to line up when you start tessellating these things. So I'm going to do kind of like a wavy design over here, I think. Okay. Something like that. And then I go to the edge. So I got this design here. Okay. And then bottom or top, I'm going to do, from edge to edge or corner to corner is maybe a better way to say it. Or do like a spiky design, maybe? Be like evocative of a mountain state, since we are in Colorado after all. Okay. Now, you can approach this a couple different ways. If you're looking to do translations, all you're going to do is take this side, and you're going to tape it on this side. Then you're going to take that side and tape it on this side. I, however, am going to do rotations. So I'm going to take these and kind of move them around. So I'm going to take this one and I'm going to put it on top. And then I'm going to take this one and put it on this side. I'm going to take just a little piece of tape to attach them. Okay. And now, once I finish here, taping this side, I'm going to have a shape. It's called a tessellation. And it's a shape that will tessellate, which means repeat itself over and over and over. Now, there are a couple ways that you can approach this project once you have your tessellation complete, right? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do, just so it's easier for me to use this as my original, I'm going to just outline the edge of this shape so it's easier for me to draw, basically. So I know where the edge is, because if I'm doing it on white paper, the white tends to blend in with it. And yeah, something like that. You could do this with like an expo marker just on the table, because that will erase from the table. I'm just going around and coloring the edge. And the reason I'm doing this is because it will show up better on white paper, okay, than if I don't do this. Okay, so I got this fully outlined. Okay. And now, a couple ways I can approach this. I can use my original here, my pre-image, to tessellate this shape on paper. Okay. Now, how do I do that? Take a pencil, sharper the better, and just outline the shape. Okay, and you'll see that that red edge is showing up on the white paper way better than if I didn't have that red edge. It doesn't have to be perfect. Again, we're not computers. Okay, we're not robots. So, but make it as good as you can as you trace it. Okay. And as I go around here, and I think this edge will be the last one. So I go around here under that curve. Okay, so now I have this shape on my paper, and now I can actually take this and I can rotate it a little bit, 90 degrees, to kind of match up the sides. Again, it's not going to be exactly perfect, right? And I'm going to do this, go around all the edges. Okay. like so. And like it's going to be able to uh, take that shape, right? It fits pretty dang well. Right? It's not perfect, but I could also do this right here, right? I would outline that. Same thing here. Actually, let's see, same thing here. There we go. Boom. Um, and then, same thing here. I could outline them. What you could also do, right? As you start making these, you can obviously, color them, decorate them, whatever you want. You could put a Pokemon in each one if you wanted, or whatever. You could also do this on colored paper. Is it on there? Yep. Okay. Okay. Here. Going all around it. Yep. Again, you want to get it as close as you can. Not perfect. It's hard to get these things perfect a lot of times, but you want to get it as close as you can. Okay. Those of you who are artists know how hard it is to make something that is perfect. Oftentimes, shooting for perfection means that a project doesn't get completed and nothing ever happens with it because you're trying to be too perfect. Oftentimes, good is enough. Okay, I think that's that. Yeah, cool. And then, you could take that and cut it out. I guess you guys don't need to see that I'm cutting it out. I'm not trying to like pull one over on you and pretend that I'm not cutting it out, but I don't know. It's more interesting to see something than for me to cut it off screen again. So I don't know. But, okay, so so you can see that that matches up pretty dang well. But I would just integrate this into my design here, right? I would put it here, or I would where does it go? Put it here, right? And I would glue it down on here so I could add pops of color onto it. I could use different colors like green or yellow or purple or whatever, right? And I could have pops of color on here in addition to mixed media with like pencil and such on there. But yeah, the idea is that you're going to get this shape. You're going to be able to tessellate it around or rotate it around on there. And this will kind of be your art project. So there you go. Hopefully that made sense.